So are we really living in the year 1728? Yesterday I shared the theory of the missing 300 years from the Dark Ages, leading many to believe that the Dark Ages never actually happened, and that it was just a simple calendar change. Okay, let's look at what took place just before the Dark Ages happened. In the year 476, the Western Roman Empire collapsed. It was a system that daily life lived off of, and it was very structured. They had scribes, historians, and libraries to keep things documented. Roman officials wrote down everything: laws, taxes, military movements, even trade records. They even had a postal system to spread news around Europe. It was operating similar to how society operates today. There was law and there was order. But when it collapsed, absolute chaos ensued. The people started looking around going, hold on. Why are we following these laws if there's no government to enforce them? This type of thinking caused Europe to go into consistent war with each other. The former Roman lands were then split up into these small mini kingdoms everywhere, ruled by warlords. Vikings and Muslim armies started raiding towns and burning down cities. It was the definition of lawless. Vikings would raid monasteries. This is where records were kept. They would start burning books and burning down libraries. So if there were any records at the time, they were likely destroyed in one of these many wars that took place. Because of this way of living, the Dark Ages became a time of survival and not progress. People didn't have the time to write things down. They were too busy trying not to die. Education stopped, so people gradually started to forget the Roman knowledge. In fact, the concrete that the Romans invented was lost for almost 1,000 years because nobody remembered how to make it. All of the trade roads became destroyed over time because nobody knew how to fix them, which meant people never left their small villages. They never did the long treks to share information across Europe, so any records that were there were extremely localized and not even written down. Around the same time of the collapse, the Justinian plague took place, wiping out almost 50% of Europe. And a lot of the people that got wiped out were educated people, the ones that knew how to read and write and actually take things down. Fewer educated people meant less books and less records. The Catholic Church then became very dominant in Europe at this time, and instead of writing down history, they decided to copy religious text, completely ignoring science and history and focusing on religious teachings. So, was 300 years in Europe completely wiped out just by a simple calendar change? No, it was literally just Europe going through a massive reset due to the fall of structure. There is plenty of evidence that the rest of the world actually was thriving at this time. China was in the midst of the Tang Dynasty, an era that is one of the most documented in Chinese history. Astronomical records were kept, and they all aligned. The Islamic Golden Age was absolutely thriving during this time. The Mayans kept stone carvings of historical events, and they weren't even connected to Europe at all. So all in all, the 300 years definitely happened. It was Europe that was struggling, not the rest of the world. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and follow for more fun videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.